I knew Eddie very well, and I was with Eddie and Rey Mysterio Jr. very, very often. Well, let's say once a month or so. Um, and they were like high school type of buddies. It was they were like inseparable.
And of course, it'll be coming out of Puerto Rico. But before we get there,
Yes,
I do want to bring up some interesting comments from Chavo Guerrero. Now, I don't know if you've heard this, and I want to bring this up because I want to read this word for word. I don't want to get in trouble here.
it just really disturbed me.
All right. This was a text that Chavo put out, and it says, quote, "I got to tell you this. I just don't understand why Rey Mysterio still has to... Well, look, we all love Eddie Guerrero, but we're not going out with his gimmick and our gimmick. It was Los Guerreros gimmick, and come out with the Los Guerreros. We lie, we cheat, we steal, and everybody's like, oh yeah, keeping Eddie's memory alive. I say, no, dude, I'm tired of people, and this is not a bitter thing. This is the truth. We worked hard for the last name. This whole family worked really, really hard to get that name to where it was. And we're tired of people prostituting it in a sense and using it for their benefit. So Rey Mysterio, I'm sorry that no one knows who Rey Mysterio Sr. is. Rey Mysterio Jr., no one knows who he is. And I'm sorry that you have to latch on to the Guerrero family. And we're just kind of tired of it. So thank you for keeping Eddie's name alive. Thank you for keeping the Guerrero name alive, but we don't need you. We're good. You know what I'm saying? End quote. I mean, brutal. Now, I'm going to finish this before y'all say anything because I don't want to get anybody in trouble here. Guerrero obviously was having some issues, according to the text, about the new LWO, the Latino World Order that's now in WWE. And he went on to say, I want to read this last part here. He's responding to a fan who said something about Rey Mysterio and some of the promos. And he said, if Rey Mysterio was really mentioning the Guerrero name only in tribute and not to line his own pockets with cash, maybe he'll donate some of that money to charity, or even better, how about to Eddie's daughters? That will show myself and the fans that he's not prostituting the family name. And then in another quote, he said, responding to Rey Mysterio being best friends with Eddie Guerrero, he said, quote, they were? That's funny. I guess you're the only one who thinks that. Everyone knows Eddie's best friend, and it wasn't Rey. End quote.
That hurts. That hurts because it kind of, between that and all the stuff with the Guerrero's daughter, with Vicky, who
yes.
I love to death. It's just making mud of the Guerrero name. Why do this in public? I mean, this is something that should be kept private between them. And I'm surprised that Chavo Jr. would say something like prostituting the name there. And I get it. Chavo Jr. is bitter about something. And I knew Eddie very well. And I was with Eddie and Rey Mysterio Jr. very, very often. Well, let's say once a month or so. And they were like high school type of buddies. It was they were like inseparable. So I don't know where this is coming from because I know Chavo Jr. and I don't know what has made him feel this way. Maybe the fact that maybe he feels that they should have reached out to him to be part of this this group or something. I don't know. Like I said, that everything that's been going on recently is kind of like making mud out of the Guerrero great name.
Teddy, before you say something, because I do want to get your opinion here, I do want to read one last line of a text that he put out after the initial text. This is after he started catching some hell. This text came up, and this is the last thing that I have heard that he's commented. And he said, he implied that he was tweeting in character and trolling the fans. He says, quote, "This is how a heel should tweet. Hook, line, and sinker. I still got it." End quote.
Then I bought it. I bought it hook, line, and sinker.
But I wonder though.
Well, let me speak on that. And I swear, it's my thinking too. And now since you read that last one, then I can see, where Chavo is going with this.
Yep.
Now I love all three of them. I've worked with all three of them. They were super great to me. Eddie, Ray, Chavo, all of them. Man, I had a great time with all of them. And when you were reading that, and my thoughts was this. You know what I mean? That what the company was doing, I don't no harm to Eddie Guerrero or trying to harm the name. They just went back and rehashed the story that they done earlier between Ray and Eddie when they tried to say that Eddie was really Ray's son's father.
Yeah.
So, and that really worked back then because that's family. People can relate to that kind of stuff. And I just think that what they did, they just took a little bit of that and tweaked it a little bit and just went back with the same storyline. But you just only had the new character was Dominique and his father. So Chavo is great. I mean, I believe, that's the way. Because, that was kind of much like a shoot promo.
Well, look, and I'm still not sure it wasn't real and he's trying to make good for it. I don't know.
Now, you see, you're making me rewind and take what I said back. If this is what a heel tweet is like, then again, I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I really did.
And that's what I guess I'm too old school too, because sometimes, I go back to stuff like, why didn't they do this? What are they thinking? You know what I mean? But I guess the business has certainly changed, man. Some things I guess you don't need, or maybe you just don't do, but that's old school right there. You know what I mean?
Chavo, if you're watching this, I didn't know about that last line until I had said what I said. So I rewind and take that back. But in character, that really ticked me off.
But to be able to pull that off, if that is a sure enough work, that's a great work because it tells me that kayfabe is still alive. You can still get the fans. If you can get all three of us, then I know you can get the fans.
Wait a minute, kayfabe tweets?
Wait, what?
Kayfabe tweets?
Tweets? What kayfabe is a tweet?
No.
I knew kayfabe. She was a rather large girl when I was in high school.
No, this was all Twitter, correct?
Sure.
Right. So the people are now, like Chavo, is tweeting in the kayfabe realm.
Yes.